Hi everyone, we're back. Welcome to the interview portion of uh of this episode. Here's my raccoon. Silas, you got one too.
Yeah, I do.
That is.
She's beautiful.
Tell us a little bit about her as I set my raccoon down to watch this interview.
This is actually my first Squishmallow. I bought her my last year at Western Kentucky University, Halloween. And it is kind of a calavera-looking Squishmallow. I don't remember her name. I think it's like Rosalina or something like that. But it's like a Dia de los Muertos kind of design.
Yeah.
And I saw her and she's like, she's so pretty. This is like the prettiest design. And I was like, I have to have her. I was, feeling a little sad and I needed to pick me up. So I bought my first Squishmallow.
Excellent. You want to see the first one I ever got?
Yeah.
As a foodway scholar?
Was it not the raccoon?
No. Foodway scholar. So the first one I ever got was bacon and eggs.
Bacon. Oh, yes. I don't know. I don't know if the Squishmallows are for me, but for the people who love the food Squishmallows, they hit. For
Yes.
the people who love the Squishmallows.
It hits for me.
The food ones.
Absolutely.
I won't lie, some of the like boba tea ones look really cute.
My roommate has a boba tea one.
Boba tea is such an aesthetic food. It lends itself well to being a stuffed animal or stuffed food way.
Mm-hmm.
that is to say, we are just about ready to get started with Silas's interview. Silas, as we said, recent graduate of Western Kentucky University's folk life program, and ready to sit down and talk with us. Also, hi, if you're watching this, because Silas has it on his interview or on his resume or something, hire him. Very smart. Anyway,
very good. Yes, very smart. Please,
Daisy. Before I get started with these questions, you got any words you want to say first?
Absolutely.
Can I just say it's been, we gave this our first interview back. We gave the sleuth summer break, so this is very fun. I missed this part. Go for it, Daisy.
That's what I was gonna say. We haven't done this in so long, but a very fun part of the thing that we do right before the interview starts is thank a group of people who we affectionately call the sleuthing team, the sleuths. You may see Dom's face, you might see my face, you hear my voice probably more than you see my face, although unless I'm hosting the show, I don't know, we flip-flop sometimes, it's different. But you might think that this show is just me and Dom, but it's absolutely not. There is a whole team of people behind Folkwise and behind our interviews that we conduct every single week on Tuesday nights with folklorists, artists, musicians, etc. So, and this interview is like any of those other ones. So the sleuths are back. If you hear a question that you think is really good, that Silas laughs at, I don't know, we go like, "Whoa, good question," or I don't know, just anything that you think about the questions. It's definitely not me and Dom; it's the sleuths. So thank them. And without further ado, I guess flipping it back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Daisy. Thank you, sleuths. Thanks in advance, chat. And Silas, you ready to get into this?
Let's do it.
All right, first question. In your dream vision, how do you foresee creating space within museums and arts councils for queer people to engage in and find support?
Oh, I feel like you got this from AFS, from my application. I know exactly.
You meaning me or me being the sleuth?
Yeah. How I would, so for those of you who may not know, I am a queer trans man. And so I have not exactly felt uncomfortable with the way that museums and like queer and trans people have interacted, but I feel like there could be something more. I think there could be a better relationship. And I've always felt like that a museum would be a really great space to host queer artists, to host their stories. I think that would be a great place for them. I would really, really love for museums to be, basically, museums have space for like community, for classes, for things like that. And I think having one of those rooms where basically queer people of all ages, from old, middle to younger, can really come together and share stories and see each other. I think a really hurtful thing for a lot of queer people is that they don't really see a lot of their elders. Or if they do, they don't know them personally. They might see them and not know that that's a queer elder. And I think it would be a really, really great opportunity for queer people to meet their elders. And I think a museum is a really great place to contextualize that and to host that. And I don't know. I think that there's a lot of opportunities when it comes to museums and hosting their own physical, but they're also their own like narrative space for queer people. And yeah, that's kind of like my base. Yeah. Also, museums, like working in a museum, because I have worked in several museums filled with queer people. And so I really feel like if you can gather those people within a museum and do a program together, that you can really, really make something great for your local museum community.
You have like such a great observation about the museum that is similar to like a library space in the way that it offers a lot of educational opportunities in a different way. I mean, it's a different audience to some degree, and there are some other boundaries and barriers that like libraries don't have that museums do have, but are still like widely attended by youth and adults of all ages. Like, so it makes total sense that to find this space of convergence of identity across age would happen in a museum. So I don't know. I think you're really onto something there. I think that's cool. Yeah.
Trying to remember what I said to get a job at a museum, but yeah, but there is a certain kind of like, I wouldn't say passive, but like individualized educational experience that happens like with each museum goer, and I also understand the individualized educational experience of being queer. Yeah.
That like I don't know. I don't know. I love going to museums. It was like my number one thing to do whenever I would go to a new city is I want to go see the museums that they have.
Oh hell yeah.
And then after that, working now in museums, now I have an opportunity to make that museum experience that I've had, but also to make it in a new and different way, and in a way that speaks to people like me and people different than me. But I really want it to speak to queer people. And that's like my research focus. It's like my hyperfixation at this point as well. So
research focus, hyperfixation.
I mean, yeah,
they're like the same thing.
Yeah, if you're doing it right, they're the same thing.
The diagram is basically a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, speaking of programs, next question I got for you, Sylas. What was your favorite thing you did while you were working with Glow Traditions?
With Glow Traditions,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking about Karen. I worked with Karen Canning over in Glow Traditions.
Yeah, Karen Canning.
I love her. She's such a nice lady. She's so busy too. Oh my God. I think, God, it's so hard to choose one because we did absolutely everything. Like whatever she did, I did. I went to Irish music nights and I sat there and I learned how to play the spoons. So I played the spoons at Irish music night at a bar every Thursday, and that was a lot of fun. I went to arts festivals to help set up and take down. I volunteered actually not too long ago to come back and help do a little arts program with kids making kalimbas.
Nice.
And then I think one of the most there's two different things. One of them was something very personal for me that I really enjoyed doing and really helped me connect back to my own culture because I am Mexican American. I am second generation out, but also being second generation out means that we're called no sabo kids. We don't know a lot of Spanish or any Spanish, and we're very disconnected from, for me, in Mexican, but more in general, Hispanic, the different Hispanic cultures. So I was able to attend a lot of consulate meetings for there's a Guatemalan one, and then there was one that I think was mostly just mixed. But I was able to attend those, attempt to try and speak to people in Spanish. I do know a little bit of Spanish, but it's rough. Oh my God, it's rough. But I also spent a lot of time cooking with Cooperativa Las Casuelas, I think is their full name. They're on Instagram as well, but they cook. And they cook using traditional recipes from their home, and then they sell it to the people of like Rochester and Geneseo. And so I was there helping them cook, and they would teach me words in Spanish as we cooked, and they would talk in Spanish. And I kind of learned a little bit. I learned more about like different alternative cooking styles. And I don't know, they invited me back to their homes and like fed me.
That's the best
I
part of the
had
job.
so many tamales. Oh my God. They
That's the
sent me
best
home
part.
with 2 filled gallon bags of tamales that lasted me all summer.
I love that.
But it really helped me, I think, connect back to a culture and to my own heritage that I knew was there, but I had a really, really rough time connecting with because I live in central New York. There's not a lot of Hispanic Americans or even particularly Mexicans or Mexican Americans, like all 3 of those categories.
Mhm.
Not a lot of people who fall under those categories that live nearby me. So it was amazing to be able to do that over the summer. And then the other one was, sorry, that was a long explanation, but the other one was I got to write a grant,
Oh,
an
nice.
actual grant to be submitted that was awarded, which I'm super happy about. We wrote it for an apprenticeship grant for a local Eastern Square Dance calling group. Or there was a band, but the apprenticeship was for Eastern Square Dance calling.
For the caller specifically?
For the caller.
Nice.
For a caller specifically, yeah. And the band is like coming up on like 100 years old now. It is a family band,
Wow.
multi-generational, and we are the ones to be like, okay, we're writing this grant so the next generation has time and money to be able to continue this, to continue calling.
That's amazing.
I love it.
Awesome.
Apprenticeships are so special like that. The feeling you get once you've helped something get passed down. I love it. Days, you were saying.
I have like oh my God, Death Laura says, put that on your CV, Sylas.
Okay, Sleuth. Okay, Sleuth, calm down.
But I have kind of like, I don't know, one of those probably very simple questions. I actually know what glow tradition.
I was gonna say you
yeah.
He got there a little bit. He got there a little bit. He almost said the whole thing. Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're reading the questions and thinking like, in my head, I'm like, this is gorgeous ladies of wrestling. I assumed you were doing something like that, obviously. So what is the acronym for glow traditions?
So I know Glow Tradition stands for I think it's the different counties in the area that Glow Tradition covers. So it's like Geneseo, like Lancaster, something that starts with an O, something that starts with a W.
Okay, yeah. Very fair.
So I don't know all of them, but that's like the general thing is that it covers those counties.
Cool.
Excellent.
Wow, that's so special, yeah.
Oh, this looks did you highlight that, Daisy?
No.
Oh, maybe I did that. Okay.
Are you looking at You're
I
highlighting it.
Oh, I am.
You're highlighting it.
I'm having technical issues with this Google Doc. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
There's something weird going on, but
Sylas, we gotta we're just improvising and hoping no one's noticing. Okay, Sylas, the next question for you, which is something you brought up a little bit at the top of the show. Actually, hold on. Are you frozen again? Nope, you're back. Okay. Hey Dom, hey editing Dom, cut that one. But okay, something you brought up a little bit at the top of the show, but I'd like you to go deeper. I'd like you to go a little bit more in depth in this. But how is neurodivergence expressed physically within cosplay?
Oh yes, okay. So it's kind of hard because there's like a split when it comes to cosplayers, right? You have the cosplayers who really like to just dress up to take their photos, to hang out with a group of friends and then leave. And then you have also the group of cosplayers that likes to, go to cons, act in character, really like get that portrayal going, and then, leave. And so it's really hard when it comes, especially to neurodivergence, because neurodivergence is an invisible disability, for a lot of people. And it does have some physical manifestations. Like for me, autism like physically manifests in like sometimes I shut down, and it's very visible when I shut down. I get like very glassy eyed. I totally cut out of conversations. I can't speak. I look weird when I walk. So that's like a visual indicator. But I truly, there are some characters that I think are assigned neurodivergence upon their conception. So these are characters when I was doing interviews. One person was really into Skate Infinity. Reki is assigned ADHD upon conception. So, and then the other one, Longa, is assigned autism upon conception. And so a lot of people who have autism or ADHD will really like gravitate towards those characters and cosplay those characters because they feel so strongly connected with them. And so having it physically manifest in the costume, I think, is a little bit hard. But I think when it comes to like character design and creation and the way that people identify with the characters, it kind of comes out, and it's generally well known within that individual fandom which characters have what neurodivergency. And so even just wearing that character, people will be like, oh, you probably have ADHD, or oh, you probably have autism, or you at least know about it, and we're able to like talk about this and share this little moment with each other. So, and truly, it's just wearing the character.
Yeah. I would say extend the question then to like the character, the portrayal, the performance. Yeah. The performance studies version of the performance, not necessarily the staying in character, but the embodying. You named a lot of like good anime manga references, but do you as the Western comics person on the call, do you know who like the big one of that is for like Marvel DC?
For Marvel DC, for like neurodivergency?
Yes, neurodivergency, but you're talking about like assigned autism at conception. It's like out of the park. It's Cyclops. Literally, his mutation does not allow him to make eye contact, but he's still a tactical genius, You're right. So that's the big one. That's the big one I know. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. Also, we were talking about Beast Boy. Beast Boy is ADHD assigned.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah. True.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's another one.
Excellent. And you wrote a paper about this, right?
I did. Yeah. I don't remember what it was called, but it was basically cosplay, internal, external negotiations of identity.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's basically people cosplaying and then thinking about their own identity while also thinking about the identities of the costumes, the characters that they portray, and how they interact.
That's so relatable.
Yeah, it's so relatable.
So relatable as to someone who's been in a Targaryen Team Blacks group chat all day.
Yeah. Very
basically,
relatable.
It was like very underhandedly like a kin kind of paper. Talking about people that are like, I kin this character, or like really like this character, and I am them, and but it was also very surprisingly, I got a few answers that were like, I just really like this character, and I just want to dress as them.
Yeah.
Some of it was gender euphoria. Some of it was like, I think this character thinks along the similar lines as me, but a lot of it was like, I really like this character's design, and it would make a really good costume, a really flashy costume that stands out in crowds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or a flattering cosplay or something. Yeah, like I get that. Yeah, that's very funny.
And then I guess this is smooth transition into academic conference where you presented that. I believe.
Yeah.
But so Silas? What are your tips for neurodivergent folks who are navigating an academic conference?
Oh, I'm actually going to be at this next AFS. I'm going to actually be talking about that in a
Yeah,
bit of
sleuths.
Yes,
they know
yes,
everything
yes.
about you now.
So if you want to hear more about it, please come to our panel. And so my first AFS, my second AFS was in person. And for those of you who have some similar neurodivergencies to me, I have ADHD comorbidity with autism. Wait, did I say both? It's ADHD and autism. I have both, as well as anxiety and depression. So with that conglomerate that I have, especially when it comes to the autism and when it comes to social interaction, especially this conference, you are in a hotel with hundreds of other people, professionals in a professional-ish setting, except for on the last day, the last evening. It can be very intense, and you're communicating a lot, you're socializing a lot, and I think on the third day of the conference, I started shutting down, and it was before I knew what shutting down was. And all I remember was I got hot and cold flashes. I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling sick to my stomach. I was feeling weak. And I was not feeling okay. I was feeling physically ill. And I was so worried that I'd been masking the entire time, but I was so worried I had COVID. I immediately left. I went back to my hotel room. I collapsed on the bed and fell asleep for like 2-3 hours. I slept and then I woke up and I felt instantly better. I didn't have any hot cold flashes, no illness, no nothing. I felt perfectly okay again. And I sat there on the bed. I was like, what the heck is this? And I remembered, oh, Sylas, you have autism. You just shut down. That's what made you feel so ill, is that you were constantly in social contact with a bunch of people and you shut down because of it. You need to take more breaks. You cannot go back to back to back to back to panels. You can't do that. So my advice, bring water, bring snacks, take breaks. And when I mean take breaks, don't like go into the lobby and take a break. I mean, go to your hotel room and take a nap break. Do something that relaxes you. Don't socially interact for a little bit. It is okay if you miss a panel or two. I promise it is okay. You need those breaks. Otherwise, your body will force you to take a break. That's really it.
At first, the thought that came into my mind was like, oh my god, like conference goes so hard, like Sylas forgot he had autism. But then I was like, that's not the way to think about it, or the way that I actually want to think about it, which is that the conference is so poorly inclusively designed that it forced you to become out of body, basically, which I think is the actual take about many academic conferences, not just like, the ones that we attend as a group, but so many of them like really challenge you to physically exert in many different ways. And despite attempts at trying to soften that, like by adding quiet rooms or making snacks available, and the many people who are there who are totally in support of breaks, etc., it's just not designed with that in mind, to have a packed week, 3 days, whatever, of just back to back to back to back. So you're totally right I want to echo that, like, if you're interested in whatever community that conference happens, it probably happens annually, or it will at least happen likely again. So you're going to see the people again. It's okay. You didn't catch their panel. Like, you're totally right. You're totally right. Like, it's okay.
That.
Yeah. That's the pressure you feel.
And again, part of the pressure is that there's external pressure put on you by professors to attend the panel, be there for as long as possible.
Yeah.
And you also put pressure on yourself to be there, for all of the people that you came there with, for all the people that you know. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can't do that. And that is okay. And people who love you the most will understand that you need breaks. And that you can't be there back to back to back to back. But yeah, very much like from the way that conferences are built from the bottom up is not really meant for, neurodivergent people like me having back-to-back panels like that. I just can't do that. And I don't think a lot of people can do that, whether you have a neurodivergency or not.
And I suppose the argument would be like, well, you're not supposed to go to every panel. Okay, true, but don't make us feel FOMO if, like
don't make us feel like we should.
And it's a systemic workaholic problem.
Yeah.
That that's really what it is. It's like it's much greater, but there's ways that conferences lean into it or don't. And I like to think folklorists are attempting, at least like in one-on-one support, to be like, oh yeah, it's okay, just go take a nap or whatever. I got that support. I hope that you felt that you could take that despite all of the other pressures that make you overexert yourself anyway, because no one-on-one interaction is going to change like your ingrained behavior overnight. But yeah, that's a great tip to just, take the break and don't worry about it. From a grad student to hopefully anybody else who's listening to this. Yeah.
Daisy, and know where your limits are. Just like drinking. Know where your limits. Like for me, it's 3 drinks. For you, it could be 3 panels.
Yeah.
Know where your limit is.
It's literally people should honestly start thinking about, especially introverts, neurodivergent people, whoever out there, like thinking about measuring the capacity and just like listening to your body. I don't know. I get I'm like very interested also in listening to bodies, which is something that people are better and worse at in different contexts, and this would be that's a good like way to think about measuring your attention to how much time you can spend around people in a blah 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 setting with blah 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 influences, whatever. Anyway,
Daisy, as you've noticed, we're having like a slight technical thing.
I have no idea what's.
I'm going to try to troubleshoot it right now, but can you ask that chat question while I do that?
From Deathy? Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So Death Florist says, I'm also interested into what you think about, Sylas, how sensory things tie into the actual making of a cosplay costume with neurospicy cosplayers. So, like, how do you design... There are so many. I see a lot of cosplays where I'm like, damn, that looks hot as fuck. Or like
that cosplay feels like
bitchy.
Feels like
yeah, exactly. Or face paint, like the sweat, the sticky, like what? Yeah. So speak to that question of like, how does some of the sensory stuff tie into making a costume? I don't know. Maybe there's something that that could inform that.
So there's a few things. There's the making of the costume. I'm normally a person who buys at least the physical pieces, like the clothing of the costume, because I don't sew. But I do like making props. But for the people that I spoke to that made their own costumes, they made things from usually their own closets, or they went thrifting for it. So they're kind of already automatically choosing clothes that they're the most comfortable in. As well as also going out of their way to wear certain costumes during certain points of the year. You're not going to wear a costume that has 5 different layers in the dead of summer. You're going to wear that at a winter con.
No
That's
fur
a winter
dragon
convention
con.
costume.
Yeah.
No fur dragon con. And again, like that mask that I have back there, that is Elias Ainsworth from Ancient Magnus Bride. That is a winter costume because I sweat really badly in that mask and I wear glasses and it's just really hard for me to see in that mask. I also need a person to guide me around in a convention when I wear that one. I am also I'm also a Dobby from My Hero Academia cosplayer. And if you guys don't know that guy, he's basically has a lot of burn scars all over, including in the face and the eye region. And so I wear a lot of liquid latex. And that stuff is hot, and then I put paint all over the top of that, which like melts, and it's disgusting. It's gross. And really, I build my day around that cosplay.
Yeah.
I go, okay, what day is the My Hero Academia photo shoot panel?
Yes.
That is the day, the 3 hours that I wear that costume, and then I am ripping that latex off.
Of course.
I am bringing that, that spirit gum remover stuff with me to the convention. That latex is getting peeled off in the bathroom of the con. Preferably by another cosplayer, because that's incredibly funny. I had a Bakugo cosplayer peel off my skin as a Dabi cosplayer, my second latex. They thought it was amazingly funny and incredible. You can make an experience out of it. Why not? But yeah, you build your days around the costume, your hours around the costume, when certain things are happening certain days, so you can arrange when you're wearing a really uncomfortable costume, like Dabi is for me, for only a particular amount of time. Or you can arrange it like, what season do I wear this costume? Or how many layers of this costume do I want to wear? Or I can wear this character, but this certain outfit of the character that they have. So like certain characters have winter outfits, and then they have summer outfits, and they have like bathing suit outfits, and then they have maybe they're mall core outfits.
I've seen people invent scenarios for characters to make the costume better. Looking at you, Fire Emblem Beach Party.
Weirdly more canonical than you'd think. The phone game goes crazy, Daisy.
I guess
the mobile game goes crazy.
But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was supposed to say I have a mall outfit for one of my characters.
Oh, wow.
Where it's this character is in modern times and they're going to the mall.
Yeah,
which is what I was doing with friends, and I was what would they probably wear?
Yeah,
and so I found something that I thought that they would wear.
That's cool. I am going to mention Death Florist in the chat shouted something that we haven't mentioned yet, so I'm going to say, how do you do the wigs? They are so not comfy. It's the last piece of the puzzle here.
I sadly have the answer for that, and it's something I didn't realize till recently, but just the more money you spend on a wig, the more comfy it is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
It's sad but true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being paywalled.
There's
to comfort. The accessibility barrier is so strong.
It is. Yeah. A lot of people just don't do it. And they'll dye their own hair.
I've done that.
Yep.
I've totally done that.
Daisy's done that.
That's all I do. Yeah, I do that mostly. Mm-hmm.
And again, it sometimes is cost. The more that you pay for a wig, it's more likely that that wig is going to be more comfortable to wear. Other things that I do is that always wash a wig. Always wash a wig when you buy it. Doesn't matter if it's secondhand or firsthand.
Little fabric softener. Yeah.
Little fabric softener. Wash it in fabric. Wash it in detergent. And then with fabric softener. And that will help with both the styling of the wig and with comfort and wear. Because I wear a lot of long wigs. I wear a lot of costumes from Gyanxia, which is gay Chinese cultivation novels. And
cool.
It's a thing that I love so much, but they have long hair. And so I need to buy long wigs. And those long wigs will tangle, and they'll get scratchy, and they'll get weird, and it's a really disgusting feeling because you can feel it tug in your head. I figured out a way. I bought some heat treatment, silicone-based spray. So now the wig doesn't tangle as much, and it smells good. So that's just an added bonus, I guess. But it definitely made the experience of wearing a long wig a lot better. Also, if you're wearing a long wig and your head feels uncomfortable, you're getting a headache, take the wig off. It's the wig. The wig is giving you the
wig.
Head. Take the wig off, drink some water, take some migraine meds. It's the wig. The wig is giving you the headache.
For all the people in chat who are saying you didn't know to wash your wig, 11 from Stranger Things, just taking it right out the bag and being pretty.
Literally.
Literally. Synthetic wig. Wash it like you would your clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Except maybe not in the washer.
Hand wash it in a I don't know, mop bucket. That's what I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
kind of a mop. In the tub.
Hell yeah.
And stomp on it.
You still have your Magfest stuff in your car?
Steffi, oh my god.
Caitlin, it's almost time to get hotels for the next Magfest.
Oh my
Your
god,
object permanence
permanence
going
for a moment.
crazy. So, let's you want a fun lightning round, some funsy questions?
Let's go.
Okay, why do tarot decks have different personalities, and why is your crow deck, quote unquote, a dick?
They have different personalities because each deck has their own little energy that you put into it and that they exude, so they're gonna have different personalities. Why is my crow deck a dick? I don't know. I wish I could ask it, but maybe it just woke up one day and decided to choose violence. I think that's truly what it did. It exudes crow energy, and crow energy is being a dick.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow.
See our. We already said Michael Dylan Foster. See our interview with Brandon Barker for more. For more how humans talk about crows.
Crows being dicks.
I love those little assholes.
This is something you hinted at earlier. But what is your role in the tamale making assembly line?
My role is actually surprisingly the hardest thing to do, which is to put the masa on the tamale. Put the masa on the corn husk.
Yeah.
It is really hard to get an even coating, and apparently I have a good hand, and I put on the perfect amount. I didn't say that. The ladies that I worked with did.
Aww.
Well done. Hell yeah.
Okay, so this is someone who once hijacked Folklore Happy Hour to go to Dairy Queen. What's your Dairy Queen order?
So I'm a really thorough enjoyer of anything mint. So mine is usually like a mint chocolate chip.
Oh my god, I
like
love
a little
mint.
whipped cream, some sprinkles on top. And again, I love mint. I have mint Oreos here right now that I bought.
Ooh.
So mint everything.
I saw a TikTok this week of it was a juxtaposition of Donald Trump and Dairy Queen going, everyone's telling me about a blizzard. What is a blizzard? And then cut to Joe Biden flipping his blizzard upside down and staring at the camera.
My god.
By the way, they actually do that.
Yeah.
First blizzard experience. They did that right in front of my face. I gasped.
Have I been to a Dairy Queen? No, I think I just had Dairy Queen got for me. And the person who brought it back for me was like, hey, check this out, and did the flip. But it was Texas, so everyone called it a grillin' show.
Nice. I'm surprised it didn't fall out after a few minutes of being in the car.
Yeah,
That's how thick it is.
Pack them
That's
shits
it.
tight.
How thick it
That's
is.
the Dairy Queen. That's the secret.
And then the casual Oreos, like I really love mint. Case in point, haha. Yeah,
Here's mint.
Classic moment.
Fucking iconic.
Okay, and this last one might be a little complicated, so I wanted to make sure you had time for it.
It's good.
If you were putting together your own Phantom Thieves from Persona 5, but of all folklorists, who would stand in for which character?
Oh no. Oh wait. So for my main party, I'm gonna have to reduce this.
Go for it.
I normally have so Joker. I do Ryuji, Yusuke because I love my three best boys on this earth. I love them so much. The last slot I switch out a lot, but normally I keep on in there usually because she's like you get her at the beginning of the game, you know her the best.
Yeah.
So I feel like I can't just leave them out.
That's best girl
But you guys were
territory.
new and came in last. I only put you in when you guys are facing enemies that you are really strong against, and you can do those breaks on. But otherwise, those are my main four. I almost feel like I need to put and Farrell.
And Farrell.
But that's just because the name match mostly.
Perfect.
I feel like I should put my advisor somewhere. And the guy that worked with Tim Frandy, he needs to go somewhere.
Oh my god.
Frandy, please do this.
We must know who 2021 Folkwise Guest of the Year Tim Frandy was.
I feel like his like energy. I want him to be Joker, but
I want him to be Joker so bad. I want Tim Frandy in that mask so bad.
I think he fits a lot better into Yusuke though.
Yeah, you might be right.
Like as an individual, I think he fits very well into Yusuke. Ryuji would probably honestly be. I'm not very much not a Yusuke Ryuji kind of person. I know I swear a lot. I love my food. I'm not a runner, but I do actually do martial arts. That's my thing that I do. And yeah, and I also have really bad ankles and I can't run. So we're matching up really well. And then Joker.
Who's your Joker?
I don't know who my Joker is. It's got to be somebody that is like a jack of all trades, right? Can do literally everything and anything. Somebody who can learn very, really quickly, like on the spot. Maybe somebody who's like a leader, maybe a little sassy, which sounds so much like Tim Frandy. But oh, you know what? I'm gonna switch. I think I'm gonna put. He retired recently, but Tim Evans. I feel like is a pretty good use case.
Tim Evans. Okay. God, I love that.
Imgur album. I need to like curate an Imgur album.
I was gonna say, Deathless, you better be doing this Photoshop.
Yes, can we do?
Yes, just Tim Frandy with the Joker mask is gonna slap.
We need some enrichment.
And Tim Frandy's going Joker. Yeah.
Tim Frandy as Joker. I love.
Tim got upgraded.
I think Tim would have. Tim with Arsene sounds right to me.
Mm-hmm. It does. It really does sound right.
Yeah.
I like it. Mm-hmm.
I just also love the idea of playing Tim in Smash Bros. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I made Tim Frandy.
I main Frandy in Smash Bros.
Oh my god.
Yeah. World #1 smasher MKLeo out of Mexico for all of the 2021 season was like unbeaten with Tim Frandy. Get the characters' names and the folklorist names after stream. Oh, got you. Okay. So Sylas, expect a Photoshop this week. I think is what.
Oh no!
What chat is
I just
saying.
named all of my professors.
I love how it ended up being your like committee. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so cute, honestly.
All right, we got some. We got some.
Our guides.
We got
now,
some stuff to do for this. Daisy.
Now, do I get to prompt this since we just haven't in a while? For those
you get
who
to prompt
new
this
in
because
chat?
you haven't for a while. Also,
Okay.
I need to make sure this gets set up correctly. So give me one second.
Well, wonderful. Well, while you're taking a second, I'm going to do some talking because Sylas, you've seen the show, you've been into chat, you kind of know what is coming, and that is a fun little game that we like to play with all of our guests on the show. Sometimes it's different, but most often it is a tier list. And a tier list is something that comes from fighting games. It's a way for you to rank on a list at scale vertically and horizontally on S to D, the XY axis, all that stuff. Stuff in everyday life, which is what the internet likes to do with it. And we like that because we're folklorists. So it's a total win-win for us to do. So we have curated a very specific tier list that only you, Sylas, have the expertise to answer.
Yes.
One second, chat. Okay. All right.
Chat is
Here we are. Here we are. What are you saying, Daisy? This is Sylas's particular expertise.
Particular expertise that only he has the skill, knowledge, and ability to answer with full comprehensive experience. Big titty anime boys to put on a body pillow tier list.
And I will say, every now and then there comes a tier list where we think we can't just have you looking at the icons. Oh no.
Yeah, we did make.
There's an Imgur album.
We made an Imgur album because
thank you. Thank you.
For you and for chat, there's an Imgur album. If anyone,
that's a good one.
When we were making this with the sleuths, we said this is the sequel to the Pixar Moms tier list from last summer.
Really is. It really is.
You want it? It's okay, from S to D, S being a rank above 100, D being barely passing. Are you ready to rank the big titty anime boys to put on a body pillow?
Let me do it.
Let's start.
I'm so ready.
Let's start off with All Might. I found this great art of him
All Might.
in a black
That's
t-shirt.
really good art of him.
And of course, you can make the tier list your own, and you can change things as we go if you want. But so you can put them where you're feeling it, and then circle back if you want.
So tell me about All Might.
Okay, so All Might is My Hero Academia. I do have some merch of him somewhere in my room somewhere.
Very good.
He's like the number one hero, has been number one hero for a very long time. And you have All Might, which is like, he looks like this. He's super strong, super buff, really just massive, massive pecs. Because he's super strong, that's his like superpower is to get buff.
Yes.
But also he has another version called Small Might, where he is just
I love when they have a small. I when they come with a small.
sickly man who looks like just like a
Gaunt.
wind
Yeah.
could just blow him over, blow him into the next state, you know? So a lot of times, like body pillows, because let's be honest, if we're gonna have a tier like this, I'm gonna have seen a lot of body pillows of probably a lot of these characters. There'll be one side of All Might looking like this, and then the opposite side will be Small Might. So I feel, and he can't look like this anymore in the anime or the manga because he doesn't have any more power. So he looks like Small Might more than he looks, you know, like his big buff All Might hero form. So in his heyday, he would be like probably like S tier. But he's not in his heyday. I'm gonna put him at a solid maybe B, maybe C. Because he's mostly small. He's mostly Small Might. He doesn't really look like that anymore, and not very often.
Sure.
It's very occasional if you see him like that anymore.
Sure. Yes, it's no longer. The meta has moved beyond him.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not big titty. It's the memories of big titty.
Yes, and that's maybe why you have a body pillow. I mean,
that's all you're gonna get.
That's all you have.
That's all you're gonna get.
It's dated. It's dated. All right, you ready to see who our next protagonist is?
Let's do it.
Oh, you thought it was a protagonist, but it was Dio all along.
Oh goodness! So
that look has to be part. Okay.
Of course.
I have seen maybe the first 2.5 to almost 3 seasons of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, enough to get the memes that are Dio. But I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like Dio that much.
Despicable guy.
He was just super mean, just super despicable guy. But I get it. The big titties, they are massive. They are big. They're really big, and he's wearing like a really tight suit, so you can see everything that's there, including the veins. You can see it. I don't know. I think he gets like a little bit of a minus for me because like big titties aren't always what matters to me,
you're not gonna. Do you really want to cuddle him? Yeah.
You really want to cuddle him? You would die before you even got a glimpse of the big titties.
Yes.
You know? Nevertheless, the big titties do exist. They are there. Good luck getting a glance at them. But I would say he would be. I almost want to put him at A tier, but he has the possibility of falling into B tier. Just for I don't think I would ever have the chance to look much less even touch.
It sounds like you're saying, I don't know, A or B. You want to put it in A and it can move down, or B and it can move up? What do you think?
I feel like he deserves an A, but with the possibility of moving down.
Okay, got it. Next up,
I give him an A because he has a really good meme going for him.
That works for me.
Gooey Demon says his partner is nominating Frankie for One Piece.
We're getting there. Next up is Guts. Next up is the classic boy Guts.
I have heard a lot about Guts. Is Guts from
Berserk?
Berserk. Okay.
Yes, protagonist of Berserk.
I have not read Berserk at all, but I've heard a lot of really good things.
I think you look at him and you meet him at first and you're like, this is the world's biggest edgelord, and then Arc 2 is him as like a 14-year-old and you fall in love with him. You know what I mean? You fall in love with the man he used to be and his journey to get back to like that sense of like wonder and trust in the world again. Yeah.
All right, let me look at that tier list and see where he places with the ones we already have on the board. I think he's above All Might. But is he close to Dio? Is he? Do we think so? I think I'm gonna put him in the A tier above Dio.
A tier above Dio. Okay.
Ooh.
He is like I guess for like the first arc, he is like a Dio level edgelord, and then you see what he was like as a boy, and then you see like as he ages how he softens and learns to love again. So he is at least cuddlier than Dio. Yeah. Our next one
is my boy Inosuke.
is your boy Inosuke.
I love him. Another little guy that would more likely kill you than allow you to get anywhere close to him. I love my violent little boy, though. I truly, truly do. I was getting a cosplay around him. I was planning on like wearing a binder and just like having that be like my chest.
Yeah.
But I decided that after wearing that mask, I was not going to wear a mask again.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I can't do it.
At least the eye holes are bigger.
Starps has been summoned for love of Inosuke.
The thing is he is underage for me. That's the thing. I gotta put him at the bottom of the list. They have to be age appropriate.
If you see someone with that body pillow, you're thinking, suspicious.
I'm thinking that's a little suspicious.
Yeah,
a little
12 to 15 right there.
Not think about it. Very, very fair.
He's a very strong boy, and I'm very proud of him.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we're going vintage, and we're going Kenshiro.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I don't know where this character is from.
Fist of the North Star.
Fist of the
like
North
1982.
Star.
Oh my lord. Shindaru. Yeah.
Are those?
Is that where that comes from?
That's where that comes from.
Oh god.
Are those scarred bullet holes in his chest?
Yep. His chest is riddled with bullet scars.
Are they like bullet scars that like they bounced off?
I believe so.
Really?
Also, I believe that there is a like a fitness boxing game with the Fist of the North Star characters that's out on Switch now.
Do you know anything about this character, like personality-wise?
Personality-wise, I think it's been a second since like this anime ran like at 2 a.m. on Adult Swim or whatever. But I remember him being like I don't know. Imagine like the edgelord version of like One Punch Man. You know, like imagine like the rock and roll badass version. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, Sylas, I know that you're like, not a superficial person, and you're cool.
This
and you're really
is the one
into,
you can be superficial for.
you're really like into like the character and its relationship. Nobody buying this man's body below, like thinking all that deeply.
No, it's the neck.
They might be.
They might.
That neck is thick.
Yeah, personality. I don't know. Cool under pressure. Smirking.
Can I see the tier list again?
The tier list again.
Yeah. Where would...
They're quite big.
I feel like the thickness of the neck distracts from the thickness of the
Valid answer.
That's fair.
In a way, and like the really small face, I don't know. It's just something about that 80s design that throws me off center.
Sure.
The titties are massive. Would I personally get a body pillow of him? No.
Hell yeah.
I would probably get a body pillow of All Might before I get. I would put him in C below All Might.
Bottom of C, not cuddly, but not top of D, illegal.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty low, but not illegal.
Next up, this is really a shout out. This is Daisy Wrights because we needed somebody green. Piccolo.
Green.
Yeah.
Piccolo.
Mr. Piccolo.
You're choosing all of the characters that are like have massive tits that I have not watch the original content
Oh
from.
my god.
So
We've
I'm
seen
like,
them everywhere.
I'm going off of mostly raw vibes
Sure,
here.
raw vibes, raw
Best. That's
vibes.
the best.
Yeah,
That's the
well,
best.
chat is going feral for Piccolo, so I think there's Piccolo stands
Honestly,
in chat.
I am enjoying the deep V cut.
my
Man
God.
knows that he's got massive.
Yes, he is.
That's Laura said, no Piccolo.
If I had to pick Piccolo's vibe, he's like your protective uncle.
And I'm not gonna lie, I already do own the body pillow of an alien.
So, yeah.
I'm not going far off.
More bullshit.
Honestly, I feel on vibes alone and the fact that I already own something catty corner to him, he's gotta go S tier.
Oh, yeah.
He's gotta go
Yeah.
yeah.
I love how it cropped his face out, but we do have just like cleavage.
just
with
have-
that.
That's
Like,
the most
cleavage.
important
That's the most
part.
important part of Piccolo's
Yeah.
Piccolo's gi that is cut in a way that no like actual
No
martial
real
arts
gi.
uniform is ever cut. This is cleavage.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Chad is saying Slug Dad, please adopt me. I think that's
Mhm.
everything you need to know about Piccolo. Slug Dad, please adopt me.
Slug Dad, please adopt me.
Next up, and when I asked like my hardcore like anime friends like what are the best chests in anime, they all 100%. I've not seen it, but they all 100% said Tanigaki from Golden Kamui. They said greatest chest in the business right here.
I love it.
Dude.
That's another thing, is that transmass experience, maybe not, but I love a man with hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's because
Yeah.
I want hair really bad on my chest.
Yeah.
Again, love the low V cut. Love a man who knows that they have massive tits.
Yes.
Who likes to show them off. I am
Chad
like
is
a Wolf
feral over
98
him.
aficionado.
Oh my god.
I think this is another S tier. I love the hair. I really
Is this
do.
S tier
Chad
over
is-
Slug Dad?
Chad is
Is
fucking
it over Slug
yearning.
Dad?
Chad is
They are
yearning.
yearning right
Chad
now.
is so
I would
thirsty
put
right
it-
now.
Oh my god.
Personally, for me, I would put it above Slug Dad.
Hey!
I'm not sure everybody would, but I would.
Hell yeah.
So
That's
this,
why this tier list is for you, baby.
well, this next one is
Oh,
why
yeah.
this tier list is for you, Silas.
That's true. Actually, that's actually
Grell!
Uh-huh.
You know, I wouldn't consider Grell having massive tits.
But I asked who's the hottest in Black Butler, and all my friends were like, it's Grell.
Really?
That's funny.
Really? I feel like if I would... Ooh, all of my friends, I think, would say Sebastian, but I think we must keep different friends. I don't know.
We must.
We must. Grell. I feel like Grell is like more of like the slimmer body type, like an otter. You know,
Yes,
you have
yes.
like bear.
Yes.
Grell feels more like an otter.
Yeah, as
Still,
Chad
like,
is saying,
muscular
massive
chest.
massive tits does not equal hot. Okay, I thought you were saying massive tits does not mean massive titties, which is a wonderful sentence that I don't get, but I love.
That's a brain after my own brain.
It's an energy.
Grell.
I got so flustered. I missed time. We cannot have tits be a chat command.
No,
Starks.
Starps. We cannot make that a chat command.
We're after this. We're banning body pillows from Folkwise.
All right, Grell's gonna have to go at the bottom of C tier, I guess.
Bottom of C in the not cuddly
Okay.
tier. The not cuddly
Not
tier.
very big. Yeah.
And we got one left. If you know this topic, you know who's
you
the
know,
person we
you
have
know.
yet to say, but it's
You know, you
Zoro.
know.
It is the king of open
Zoro.
chest, Zoro.
Yeah. I don't know if the image does him justice, though. I love, again, the open shirt, the
Because
scar down the middle.
he gets a pump going. He gets a pump going.
Really, like, draws attention right towards, like, look at his chest.
Yep.
That is, as a character, all roads lead to Rome. If Rome was this man's tits, you know.
Oh my. all going down a path. We're all going down our own different paths in the universe.
At the beginning of this, when I said Silas, put this on your CV, I'm having second thoughts.
Just like cut this back half out. Just have like the clip end as soon as the tier list starts.
Secret tier list. Clipped for obscenity. You can see it on Patreon if you pay $5.
Yeah, Gooey Demon, you're right. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. One with anime tits, one with Pixar ass.
Yeah.
I'm getting royalties.
The yin and the yang of animated television.
No, you've got a valley.
The yin and the yang of animated television.
I am gonna move Dio down to B tier.
Dio to B.
It is a crime
you're gonna
that you can't touch those.
You were gonna throw a steamroller on Dio and have him fall in B tier.
It's criminal. Honestly, he deserves it. He deserves to be steamrolled.
He deserves worse.
He deserves worse. And I'm gonna put him at I'm gonna put you at the top of A.
Top of A.
Top of A.
Okay,
Not
so
as
A has
big.
become the seriously scarred tier.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Guts and Zoro, and then you've got Bear and a Slug. Baroness.
Silas is a really weird category.
No, I 100% get that. And also when Piccolo goes super Namek and gets juicier and kind of orange, that is also a great look for him.
I just want to point out Gooey Demon's comment. I'm so thankful we're covering the 3 genders: anime man tits, Pixar mom ass, and my episode of incomprehensible horror from space.
Yeah, the three thirstiest tiers we've done have been Pixar moms, anime chests, and Smash Your Pass Elder God.
Yeah, incomprehensible horror.
Silas, you're set with this tier list?
I like this tier list. Yeah.
Well,
I'm sticking with it.
Hey,
right.
this is easy to summarize. You got it, Daisy?
Well, if you said it was easy to, I have an idea, but you were ready for it, so.
Oh, I was gonna say this is Silas's official Big Titty Anime Boys to Put on a Body Pillow tier list on a scale from S to D. How far are you from puberty? That's what this is. Except for Dio's age throws it off, but he's in his own tier from being despicable.
Girls also supposed to be like inconceivably old, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. a couple of these are like the I don't know, the sex appeal of immortality.
This is so good.
I'm gonna cut back to your face, Silas.
Wow.
And hold on, I will reface your face.
Yay!
Sorry,
I'm
give
back.
me 1 second. Oh well, not yet. Dom,
No,
editing
we're not
Dom,
back yet.
editing Dom, not yet. Editing Dom, not yet.
Hi.
Sorry, we were having camera problems earlier. We were
Yeah,
having
but we
camera
fixed
problems
it,
earlier. I'm just gonna schmove it over.
Do you want me to move over? I can
No,
you're-
no, I think you're good. I think you're
You're
good. I'm
fine.
gonna get this in 1. Boo. Okay. Silas. We've confidently reached the end of your interview. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for sitting down and talking with us. That was an excellent, fun interview that went off in ways I could have never imagined. That is to say, if people want to see, hear, or know more about you, where can they go? What can they follow? What can they see?
So you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Sylas, which is SYLAS _ and I think it's Alvarez. Let me double check. I don't use her often.
It is, and I am dropping it in the chat.
There we go. _ ALBAREZ. And so that's my Instagram, so you can follow me there. Twitter is dying.
Yep.
So I'm sorry.
You can
And-
try, but
We're
whatever.
doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't really have other spaces other than Instagram. Otherwise, if you want to like maybe hire me or
Yeah.
say, hey, we have this great PhD program that we want to pay you to attend. Talk with me. You can also email me. I'm okay with that. If you want, my email is Sylas, which is again SYLAS .Alvarez ALVAREZ, and then at gmail.com. So the two places that you can find me.
I'm not gonna type it out because I don't want the spammers to just like grab it from the chat or whatever. But we spelled it out, so
Excellent.
I've watched a lot of scam stuff lately, so that's been my YouTube history.
Well, chat, there's
Other
only
people get scammed.
chat. I need one thing from you. While Silas's interview wraps up, and you know what that is.
Some of you might know, some of you might not know.
There it is. There it is. Thank you, Daisy. Ladders in chat for Sylas. Thank you, Sylas, once again for coming on. I think you're gonna try to stick around and join the 4 Hours Club. Oh, look at those ladders coming in.
Yeah.
You know what, Daisy?
You're gonna be in jail.
Since we had,
put in the ladder
I
jail.
hope so. Since we had Sleuth Vacation.
Yeah.
And this is the first one back. I miss these ladders. I miss the copious amounts of ladders.
Yeah. I
miss.
I always tell people about the mega ladder that we make as like an example of chat folklore, where like our emergent folklore on Folkwise.
Emergent.
Please, somebody make. I gotta make that. I'll make it. I'll just do it myself. I'll take a picture of me going. Emergence. Very good. Very good.